Good evening, Podium Chasers. Wow, look at that. We've made it amazing. So, free practice, no doubt. If everybody watched my stream earlier on, would have seen it was absolutely amazing. But no, we didn't actually see any of that free practice, did we? So, no, technical issues, I'm afraid, but all solved. And we are now, well, we're ready to go. Let me just do a quick sound check. So, yeah, that's okay. I'm going to turn that mic down just a little bit. Good evening to everybody that is watching. So far, we've got 3 of you in. Apparently there's something else going on another league, AOR, something like that. Anyway, I'm not too sure what that's all about, to be fair. But we shall crack on with this one. So let's get out there. We are straight into, excuse me a second, we're straight into qualifying, as you can see. I'll return to the garage. Who shall we pick? James Williams in the Pink Pig. Yes, let's go and have a look at James and his Pink Pig. He did pretty well in that, actually, a little while ago, so we'll see. We'll see what he can get up to this evening. We've got to quickly run through the drivers. Obviously, we normally do all of this in free practice, but we don't have any time to do that at the moment. And you will also be able to see, once I put this on your screens. So we do have a condensed field, shall we say, this evening. For one reason or another, not mentioning that other thing I did earlier on. You know, we don't have a stacked out grid as normal, so this is the Super Sprint Series on a Tuesday evening. It's always absolute carnage, so we have a 10-minute qualifying session here. So you've got AMs and you've got pros. They get 10 minutes to do their qualifying, so it's much more condensed than normal. And then we have 2 25-minute sprint races, no pit stops, no worrying about fuel, no worry about tyres. It's just a case of get out there and elbows out all the way, and, well, every man for himself, or girl, obviously, lady, if they're racing. But it is usually pretty interesting to watch. So let's have a look and see what James is doing. He's not first out the bag though, is he? So we need to go with this guy, Roman. Roman's been doing really well with us, actually, the last couple of times I've watched him. Nordorazov, as you can see, his first lap, 4 minutes 19, obviously that's his warm-up lap. So let's jump on board and let's have a look at what it's like in the Aston around the Circuit of the Americas, which is evidently where we are this evening. Now, by all means, if the sound is too loud in car, let me know and I'll make an adjustment to that. As you know, it was a rather rushed setup to get in here this evening. For some reason, I couldn't access the actual server, and it was probably because I didn't click a button properly, and Dow's probably giggling away in the live chat there, you know. But I'm human; these things happen. There's been a lot of chat actually yesterday and today amongst the drivers and how everyone's not really feeling COTA as a track. So obviously being quite curious, I decided to throw the controller on because, you know, I'm a skilled guy like that, and do a few laps. Didn't obviously get the stars that I would need to race on the track, but I actually quite like it, to be fair. I think it offers a lot of challenges. You know, you've got some really, really long straights, which, you know, you can set up for good passive moves into heavy braking zones. You've got a sort of Maggotts and Beckett's-esque S's at the start of the lap, which are really, really quick. You've got to really balance the car through there. And then you've got some slower corners as well, and multi-apex corners. So I think there's a lot of challenges on this track. And for one, I think that's pretty good. Right, let's have a look at the doubters. Okay, so there we go. So Roman, he does the quickest lap so far. No, he doesn't. Junior Hughes, aka Lock and Load, does a 2:07.812. So you can see there, Roman's time is just under 2 tenths off that. And then you've got Alan Brown, Fresh Brizzle, He was third. He's now fourth. Harry Goswell has thrown his McLaren in there, which is fantastic. Chris Schneider, yes, Mr. Chris Schneider's in. So he goes, wow, that is 10. Well, it's 100th. And Sergio Azario, he is having a very, very good season with us. I've got to say that. I think goes provisional pole on that one. So, yeah, anybody watching, please let me know what the sound is like. If it's too loud in car, let me know, and I'll make that adjustment, guys and girls. As I say, we would normally do that in free practice, but have not had time to get in there properly. So Sergio's currently on pole. Then we've got Lock and Load. Chris Schneider's in third. Domikos Kiss, that's a good lap from him. He's currently, look at him in that nice livery there. He's currently, Harry Goswell taking evasive action in front of him then in his rather bright McLaren. Roman's in. There's Roman. Let's have a look at him. So there's Roman is in fifth. Harry is currently in sixth. Just continuing with that beautiful livery that we did from our last session, which was a league race, but it was also fitting. There was at Silverstone. We did a tribute to the late Queen Elizabeth II there. So if you haven't seen it, have a look on the channel. Fresh result. There he is in his Aston. He's loving that Aston at the moment. 738. Really enjoying that at the moment. So he's doing very well. I think he's only been over on PC 4 or 5 weeks and seems to have taken to it very quickly. Simon Turner in the BMW there, the number 13 BMW, currently in 8th place, 2.6 seconds off the pace. I'm assuming all these lap times are going to come down quite a bit. And then we've got James Williams in the number 41, the Pink Pig, as we've coined her. We'll see if he overcooks it again this week. Had to, couldn't resist it. Ian Thompson, aka Chica, in his 55 Lamborghini with a 210.375 currently. We do have an AM and a Pro class running at the same time there today. So the numbers with the red background are obviously amateur. The ones with the white background are in the Pro class, as we look at Anderson Albuquerque in the 194 BMW there. David Keane. Wow, I've been waiting for a long time to see this chap in the 177 McLaren. Beautiful livery there. Well, he is, as you could tell by the rear wing, part of Red King's Motorsport stable, and he's been itching to get going on PC. He's had a few issues. He's been playing about with different types of equipment, different monitor setups, but I think he's actually quite happy in that now. So there you go. What a nice livery. We managed to get that on there, and we'll see how Keno gets on this evening. Claire, if you're watching, hello to you. And who else have we got in? Neil Woodward. Fastest lap. James Perry, a 2:05.9. Well, that's a bit quicker. Anyway, so Neil Woodward, there you go. In his Porsche. Very colourful Porsche. Very colourful Porsche. And Yido Tobing there in the pits currently in his number 94 McLaren. So that was a pretty epic lap from James Perry in his Mercedes. Now again, I watched last week, first time I watched James Perry, and I was really impressed. Him and Milton and Michael Races, those three, and Junior Hughes having a fantastic battle between the three of those. And well, he doesn't have all of those to compete with this evening because they're all racing somewhere else. So he may fancy his chances and having a battle with JR, although I'm sure Sergio's got to have something to say about that. We will find out as we go along. Okay, 1 minute left to qualifying. So James Perry still, massively in the lead. It's not like he has, a bit of a lead in that Mercedes. He's 1.5 seconds up on Sergio. Roman's moved up to third. He's a tenth and a bit behind Sergio. Chris Schneider's in fourth. It looks like he's going pretty quickly at the moment. And then we've got Junior Hughes 6th, Alan Brown 7th, Goswell 8th, Dave Goodway. We haven't looked at Mr. Crazies. There we go. And he's beautifully... Wow. It works, doesn't it? It works as the back end steps out a little bit on that McLaren there, number 34. Dave Keane, yellow flag. We won't look at it, Keno. It's only qualified, don't worry. So Robin Taylor has made it in. I didn't think he was going to be with us this evening. There you go. Robin Taylor there in the 21. Aston just pulls over. And then you've got Woodward, Keane, Turner in the pits. James Williams, Thompson, Albuquerque, and Well, it looks like Caskanova's joined the party late, but we've got another Red Kings in. Interesting. So, I thought we were only going to have, well, a couple of people in this evening, but we've got a few more late to the party. Qualifying has finished. If you're on a lap, you can complete. If you're not, well, that's you done, isn't it? So, James Perry's still got a 1.1 second lead at the top of the qualifying charts. I can't see anybody catching up with that. This is that sort of Maggots and Beckett's-esque twisty part of the track there. You've got to be careful on this right hand. You've just got to back off a little bit. You've got to get the line just right to hook it through there. You don't want to be touching those sausage curbs or diamond-ish shaped curbs, because they are absolutely brutal. Again, tight on the right hand side, flick it to the left, miss that curb, and then power all the way down. You want to cut across the left hand side down the hill here. You can take a bit of that curve on the left, full throttle all the way down. Now we're looking for where the tarmac is great. There's your braking point. Trail all the way down into first, get the car tucked in, a lot of late apexes, pull on the throttle. Now we've got to run all the way down this long straight, which is going to allow, if people can stay close enough, it's going to allow that toe, which is going to be pretty strong, and it should generate some overtaking opportunities at the bottom hill. So onto the curbing on the right hand side, on the brakes now, down into second gear initially, maybe into first. Yeah, get it tucked in. Is he going to do it early up change? No, full power there. Over to the left hand side, you want to brake off here into second. You've got to be really careful. It's a double right hander. As you get through the middle of that, you've got to plant the throttle. You saw him correct that oversteer, then off to the right hand side. Then on the brakes again, another really late slow apex on this left hander. Squeeze the throttle, put it across to the right hand side. You go full throttle into this bit, and then around about here we back off, because there's 4 apexes. Then you can squeeze the throttle again all the way around. You don't take your foot off now. Oopsie daisy, over to the right hand side, down a couple of gears, get it tucked in. You can take a lot of speed through there, and you can use that sausage curve on the inside. As James thinks, you know what, it's in the bag, man, I don't need to do any more. So there we go. Well, frantic qualifying session, but that's what we like. That is most certainly what we like. Evening Coops, got any followed directions, got any? Thanks, Dal. Cass says he made it for the race on time. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Cass isn't. Well, Cash, you'll be fine, mate. You'll be totally fine. Right. Blimey. Okay, so qualifying is complete. So let's have a look at the times there. So James Perry's in pole position. Congratulations to you. Sergio lines up next to him, row 1. Kiss and Roman are on the second row, 3rd and 4th. Well done, boys. And then Chris Schneider's in 5th place. Junior Hughes is going to start 6th. Neil Woodward, good qualifying session from you in the Porsches in 7th, next to Fresh Brizzle. That kind of reminds me of sort of late night races on the PS4. That could be interesting. Harry Goswell 9th in the number 8 McLaren. He's alongside Goodway, aka Crazy's in the 34 McLaren. Robin Taylor 11th, Keno in 12th in his maiden voyage. And then we've got Turner 13th, James Williams in 14th. I think he's taken his 41 and just swapped the numbers around there for his start position. Ian Thompson 15th in the 55 Lambo. Albuquerque 16th, Tobing 17th, and Brett Wilms, aka Cascanova, is going to start in 18th place, as you can see. So, easy peasy, boys. No problem at all. Right, let me just put a few bits on my screen to make it easier to follow, as we are currently in the wait time now. What we need to do, how long have we got in the wait time? A little while. Let's just quickly go through this, as we like to do every single week. Again, Formula Racing, you guys will or maybe don't know, we race across PC multiple times a week. We also race across PS5 and PS4. And quite simply, the growth's been ridiculous over the last 12 months, and it's all down to these guys and girls who, you know, they're our patrons, and that is growing all the time. So every week we're going to give these guys a shout out, because it is appreciated, or we would not be able to do what we do without you guys. And then in terms of how we race, so Tuesday, it is Tuesday, we've got the Super Sprint GT3 series, which we're looking at the moment, and that's 2 25-minute sprint races. We've got the Rookies GT3 on Thursday. Great proving ground for anyone that's new into Formula Racing, whether they're experienced or not. It's good for them to get to know some of the drivers, understand the rules that we adhere to here, and just start to sort of feel your way around the Discord and everyone you race with. And then we've got the Pure Simia GT3 Fridays, 8 o'clock. That's our signature dish. And, well, everyone loves the Pure Signature GT3 Fridays. It's an hour's race, pit stops included. And there's usually, well, that's always high-quality racing. And then it wouldn't be FRL if we didn't like to put on some endurance races once a month on a Saturday, 1:30 UK time, multiple length events, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, and we've got the 24 Hours of Spa coming up as well. So if you want to find out more information about any of these bits, please have a look at the website, www.formularacingligue.co.uk. There you go. Oh, and the engines have just started. That was great timing. Thanks very much. Right, so everybody is on the start line. Again, we will evidently have a full formation lap. Where the drivers could just make any last minute changes. Well, they can't now because they're underway, but right, 7 of you in currently, so thanks for watching so far, guys. If you've got any questions, anything about Formula Racing League, pop it in the live chat on the YouTube channel, COMMS by COOPS. If you want to do a shout out to anyone, pop it in there. Got any questions? Who are you supporting? I don't know. Got some dirt on the drivers? Pop it in there. You'll good. But yeah, and please don't forget to press like on the channel. That would be fantastic. It takes half a second, and it goes a long way. Well, it makes me happy. Firstly. Secondly, it allows everybody else to see more content like this of what we do in Formula Racing League. And that evidently just aids the growth and, you know, the prestige of our league, as it should, because it's a fabulous place to be. So, formation lap currently underway. Let's have a look. Let's go let's see what Helicam will do to start with, won't it? So we've got 18 in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 pros at the moment, and yeah, 12 AMs. And that's how we're going to do it. So, I mean, the downside to not having as many people is there's not as many people, but the upside is it means we can keep our eye on all the battles potentially for longer. I'll certainly make sure everybody gets more airtime. So you 18, well done for being here. That's definitely what I'm going to say. Oh, and coffee delivery device supplied by Formula Racing League. You need to get your hands on one of those. Makes my coffee so much better. Although evidently it's cold because I've been gassing for too long with those issues that we had earlier on anyway. I suppose whilst we're doing this, let's have a quick look at the standings. Because we haven't had time to do that yet. So, in the AM class, Sergio's leading the AM class on 275 points. Albuquerque's second on 248. Roman is third on 237. Domikos Kiss is fourth on 211. And then we've got Alan Brown in fifth on 181. Thompson is sixth, 170. Neil Woodward seventh on 166. Then you've got Payne in 8th on 157. Herbert is 9th on 157. Simon Turner makes up the top 10 in the AM class with 149. Harry Goswell 11th, did really well last week with a 1-2. 149. Letanowskis 12th on 81. Robert Franco 72 in 13th. And then James Williams is 14th with 40 points. Pizzuzi's 15th on 32. Serkan Duran's 16th on 31. Brett Williams also on 31 and 17th. Pat Dean on 28, and the rest have yet to score on the pro class very quickly. Milton Tomlinson, Dennis, obviously he's not in it anymore, so Junior Hughes is leading the championship on 253. Then James Perry is currently second in the championship on 251. Keddy's next. Conrado, Robin Taylor, who's racing this evening's AFC, he could pick up some good points tonight on 122, move himself up those charts. Chris Schneider's also in 9th on 113. Then we've got Traction Dave, he's not with us. Dave Goodway's in 13th on 177. And what I'm trying to say is all of these things will change purely because they'll all change because obviously we've got people that aren't in the series at the moment. So because they've gone to race in another league. Anyway, as they've all formed up 2 by 2, I think we're pretty much ready to get this race underway as they come down the start-finish straight. So, round 4 of the Super Sprint Series Formula Racing League at COTA is about to go green for our first 25-minute sprint race this evening. And they're waiting, And they are go, go, go. So we are green, and look at that. We've got a move at the back then. That looked like Tobing was looking like he was going to make a move as we come up the hill into the first corner. Any contact? Not with the boys at the front. Looks, oh, we've got someone turned around at the back. Albuquerque's been turned around, and Neil Woodward's got involved in that as well, unfortunately. Alan Brown's involved. So we did say that there may be some contact this evening. I think everyone's rather anxious to get themselves up the field as quickly as they can, considering it's only a 25-minute race. So James Perry is currently your race leader up front. I'm just going to make a change. Just going to make a quick change, guys, whilst we're watching this action. So we're on board with Domikos at the moment. He's in third place. And then we've got Azorio is in second. So Sergio's doing pretty well there. Move. That was a dive. Yes, that was indeed a dive. And no wonder he ended up going wide there. So trying to make a move. That one didn't quite work for him, unfortunately. As they all go flying by. Now let's start getting some order. As JR Lock and Load pulls out to the left in that beautiful blue and gold liveried BMW, and he's putting a move on Domikos, and he gets that move done. Definitely does get that move done. So let's go on board with Kiss. Let's see what it feels like to be involved in an absolutely crazy American sandwich. She's trying to hold on, isn't he? It's just proving a bit difficult, but he's got a half decent gap back to not Traction Dave, sorry, excuse me, back to Dave Goodway there, new fastest lap, James Perry over 2:20, so he's starting to stretch his legs, and Sergio, who's in second place, his lap was a 2:23, so already James Perry's almost 3 seconds a lap quicker, and you can see there on your left hand side in terms of the timing screens as JR goes a little bit wide there. So we do have some good battles going on. Chris Schneider finds himself up into 5th. He's only 0.3 behind, so we've got the battle of the Beamers going on here at the moment as we go through the twisty section again. It's a fantastic part of the track, really flowy, but you've got to have the car set up to be able to pitch and roll and be balanced without losing any grip. It's a real challenge, this track, to set the car up, and you can see there Domikos is not letting up on the back of these guys at all. So up front there we have your race leader, number 4 James Perry. He's purple all the way. You can see that holds fastest lap of the race. He's got a 4.5 second gap back to Sergio, and Sergio is slowly being caught by Roman, but Roman also looks like he's under quite a bit of pressure. So we're just on board on the splitter of JR Lockaload. Is he going to try and outbrake him? He's going for it. Is he going to touch? They're going to touch. Oh, that is as close as you like, ref. And so he's gone for a switcheroo. He's tried to go around the other side now, but he hasn't managed to make it yet. So he's still on the back of him. And just behind him again, we've got we've got Chris Schneider, who's really trying to do this battle still. Domikos hasn't gone away anywhere. Dave Goodway's catching up, and as you can see behind the blue McLaren, Harry Goswell, he's still in this fight as well. So we've got a top 8 breakaway currently. Let's have a look at Harry, see how he's getting on as we keep our eye on all of those other times. Lock and Load and Neil Woodward, look at that, that's 0.1. Well, Neil Woodward looks like he's trying to put a move on Simon Turner there. James Williams is in the mix as well, so we've got a 3-way scrap. Fastest lap. Wow, Sergio, where did that come from? Sergio's just banged in a 2:02. That was very quick, Sergio. 2:08. Oops, that's not going to help Neil. So Neil Woodward there got all on the sausage curves, which evidently slowed him down. James has pulled out to the left. You can see that. Can't see him on the screen, which means he is there. Is he going to make a move? James Williams gets that move done, and Alan Brown thinks, wow. I think Fresh Brizzle went for that then. I thought he was going to do an absolute dive bomb up the inside of James, and he's backed out of it, which has left Chica. You can see he's battling with Chica now. So let's have a look at that. So Chica is behind Alan Brown, and now I did think, let's have a watch of these two as they dance their way through the twisty part of the track, some better than others. Last week, Fresh Brizzle was saying, similar situation, he was coming up to the back of James, and everyone thought he was going to put a move on him, and he just left him so much room. And in the chat afterwards, he was like, yeah, but that's just, you know, you're the boss of FRL. I wanted to be nice and give you more space. And James was like, just get on with it, obviously. And I think that may have just happened then, but you never know. Right, so further down the grid, we have got Ian Thompson there in his Lamborghini, Anderson Albuquerque in his sort of Red Bull BMW there, not having the best of times. Daniel Chris Schneider's evidently had an incident or gone off the track, so he's just fallen down the grid to 8th place, unfortunately, and James Williams gets a move done on Simon Turner. So James Williams is up to, who's left? So Chris Schneider's left the server. Fair enough. Anyway, I don't like that, unless he's had a disconnect, but you never know. I hope it was a disconnect and nothing else. So Robin Taylor, he finds himself down in 16th. And Tobing there is at the back of the grid currently in the 94 McLaren. James Perry, quickest lap of the race at 2:06.827. Now, where is Mr. Keane? There he is, plugging away in 8th place. That's pretty good. I like that. Let's get on board the 177. Let's have a look and see what Keno can do in terms of lap time. James Perry with a 2:06. I mean, he's going rather quick, isn't he? Let's be honest. Let's have a quick look in that live chat whilst we watch Keno. Well, it's basically Dal and Cass were just pretty much just having a chat about liveries and the plans to maybe take out Michael Races. I didn't say that. They were saying that in the live chat. It's that definitive down change on that McLaren. Sounds absolutely fantastic. So Keno's doing very, very well as he flies through there in his first race on PC. Just needs to keep it together and get himself a nice haul of points, Keno. So, oh, that's a nice little sign on the back of his. Good lad is Keno. On the back of his McLaren. I won't keep showing it to try and see, but it's got a nice little COMMS by Coops on there. That's really, really kind of him, which is great. Anyway, Simon Turner. Gaggle alert, guys. Look at this. We've got 4 wide. That's that. Oh my word, 26. That's Cascanova. He goes, or Wilms, he puts himself up to 9th. So we've got a Red Kings Motorsport double in the top 10 currently, which that is pretty pleasing. He goes defensive on the left-hand side. So Simon, he sticks wide. He tries to go round the outside. Neil Woodward gets involved as well, and Alan Brown's in there. We have got almost 4 abreast, and Chica's watching all this thinking, come on, I want a piece of this action as well, which is absolutely fantastic racing, guys. Keep this up all day long, please, in this 5-man train. James Perry again, another quickest lap at 2:06.587. That's nearly 3/10 as Cascanova tries to do a wheelie there on those sausage curves. I think I need to see that again. Is it going to show me, or is it going to freeze on me? Good, it's frozen on me. This is what we like to see. The power of technology, that's going to come off there. So I'm going to have to connect to that again very quickly. Just bear with me a second, ladies and gents. As you can see, the technological gods are not my friends this evening. We've got 3 wide coming up into turn 1. Who's going to win that one? You've got to be brave in there. Simon Turner, he takes the right line. Cass was obviously very, very... Oh, we got a turnaround. And it's Chica and Brizzle. I'm going to call them by their PlayStation names because they keep touching each other. So those two turn each other around. James Williams is in 16th place. We've had someone else leave the server. Come on, guys. Don't need that. Anyway, what a great battle this is currently. I need to put that back on there because it froze. 1 second, everybody. We want to see the race gaps. There we go. Right, so race gaps 0.3. Battle developing near the front as we jump on board with that just in time as Roman is putting on the pressure, looking to see if he could squeeze JR. He got a good run out of there in the Aston. Is that shiny Beamer going to distract Roman, or is he going to put him into a position where he makes a mistake through these slower parts? As he does make a mistake, you can see there JR definitely had a bit of a lock up there, but just about manages to keep ahead of that Aston Martin. I think that is also quite a lot to do. And Harry Goswell's got himself up to 5th. Well done you, Harry, as he's being challenged at the moment, massively challenged by Dave Goodway. Look at them, another fastest lap by James Perry, 2:06.545. We've got awesome battles going on everywhere as Goodway tries to go up the inside of Harry Goswell. Is that going to work? And all the while we've got somebody else joining the party. So Domikos, he thinks, well, he was right alongside him, and was that a little love tap? And you can see him just in the left there, he's just making a move up the inside, so he should be able to get on the brakes and certainly squeeze Harry out. As in front of these two we can see that Junior Hughes and Roman are still having their battle. Relentless, always relentless. We've got 13 minutes left, we're almost halfway through this. Remember, this is the first sprint race of this evening, and we've got a lot of stuff going on. So that's your top. James Perry is leading the race. Sergio's in 2nd place. Then we've got Junior Hughes watching at the moment in that BMW, closely followed by Roman in 4th. Dave Goodway's in 5th. Domikos has got himself back up to 6th. So this battle with this lot is just not stopping, is it? Let's go on the Headicam. Keno finds himself still in 8th place. A nice safe place to be there, Keno. You've got, yeah, just be happy with that. Woodward's up to 9th. Well done to him. And then we've got Cascanova closely followed by Simon Turner for 9th and 10th. So this is all about top 10 pride. James Williams has moved himself back up to 11th place. So that pig is not stopping. She's flying. Pigs don't fly. Anyway, Fresh Brizzle, there you go in 12th. I did say before, I think he's just making sure James is safe and happy on the track. And then we've got Albuquerque's in 13th. Chico looks like he's put it in the pits. Don't think he's too happy. So that'll be this race done for him, I would suspect. Robin Taylor's still going for them in 15th. And then we've got Tobing in 16th place. Well, let's see. Well, someone's just moved away from the grid there. Albuquerque, Robin Taylor. So Harry Goswell's in the pits. Why is Harry in the pits? So unless Harry's had an incident there that we didn't see, obviously we're trying to give everyone some airtime. So Harry's in the pits and James Perry's just having a hot lapping session out there at the moment, a 2:06.497. They've all been around about that mark. So again, consistency. Look at those sectors. You know, he wasn't the fastest, wasn't even a PB in sector 1 and 2, but in sector 3, yeah, he's obviously smashed that one. So well done to you, James. And Sergio just continuing that good run of form, that consistency and that pace that he's managing to find in that 503 Aston Martin there. And behind them, well, this battle is still going on, which is great to see. Let's have a look back from Lock and Load's Beamer. Let's see what that Aston is trying to do. How is he trying? Well, he's not going to do anything through this section, but how is he going to try and set himself up to either get into a position where he can outbrake, I'm not saying dive bomb, where he can outbrake JR, or where he can maybe get a switcheroo. So, I mean, we do have a long straight coming up, so that will probably be an opportunity for him to get a toe there. James Perry, what's happened to him? Well, unless he's just lapped. Anyway, we'll continue with this fight. You can see just behind them, you've got Dave Goodway in 6th and Domikos Kiss. They're having their battle at the top of the hill. So we've got some good stuff going on here. Keno's dropped a spot. Neil Woodward in his Porsche is going great guns this evening. He elevates himself up to 7th. Keno stays in 8th. He's happy. Should be happy in 8th. Need to set the world alight this evening. Oh, that is a late lunge, and did that result in a pass? No, it didn't. It didn't indeed. So Roman ended up completely missing his brake marker there, went off track, and look what's happened in the end. That's allowed Dave Goodway to take a position, and Domikos Kiss has put himself in a Lexus in a very favourable position there, although Roman carries on the inside. So that's given Lock and Load Junior Hughes quite a bit of breathing space, which I'm sure he will be very happy with Lexus time, peeps. Yeah, he is James's bodyguard. I don't know, Graham. I don't know, Graham, is my answer to that. 1 minute he was with us, and the next minute he wasn't, so I'm assuming he's in the pits currently. Let me just check. No, he's back out on track, so I don't know whether... I know he was having some internet issues previously, and I think last week he'd said he'd actually got those sorted out, but he did definitely disappear into the pits, although he's back out, which is good. He doesn't want a DNF, as James Williams puts a move on Simon Turner. So, Graham, good to have you with us. Believe you are Coswell Senior, which is great to see, and I'm very thankful that you keep an eye on the streams. I really am. But yes. Sorry, the resident spotter, that is Dal, has given us that information there. Thanks, Dal. How's the leg today? Anyway, any running? Obviously not. Right, James is looking to make another move. I'll tell you what, James has had quite a spicy race today, hasn't he? That's certainly a flavoursome pig. And he's been up and down the back of that grid. And he's, well, if he can get past Turner, he can go and see his old mate Alan Brown, who I'm sure will just jump out the way and give him a top 10 finish. Isn't it, Dal? That's what I think, anyway. Certainly is what I think. Good. Good, Graham. Good to see you with us, mate. Junior Hughes. Oh, Junior Hughes has just put himself into second place. So, Sergio must have had a bit of an issue there because, I mean, he did have a half decent lead, didn't he, over him? So he's now got to try and battle. He's got to try and find a way past that BMW. And we know that BMW is not easy to pass. I mean, Roman, he was trying to get past him in his Aston. Didn't quite manage it. Got himself quite close on a few occasions, but couldn't actually make the pass. So Sergio's got some work to do. But, I mean, if you look at the colour backgrounds on their numbers, you've got two pros at the top. Sergio's in third, who's leading the AM class, and then Dave Goodway in fourth, who's also a pro. So it's probably not that surprising as they come onto the start-finish straight yet again. Sergio could get himself a little bit of a toe there. Domikos and Roman, they're also having a very nice race. So Brett Wilms drops down the grid, and it looks like Alan Brown is trying to make a move on him. He's on the outside, so that's not going to work there. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. It doesn't matter what technical issues we were having earlier on. We're here, we're in it, and oh, love tap. No. Fresh Brazil gets out the way. You can see that pink pig of James Williams is stalking Simon Turner at the moment in the number 13 BMW. But he's holding him off, which is good enough. Keno's up to 7th. Oh, James Williams. James has pulled alongside Turner into T1. And Brown pulls out as well. Does he get that move done? He looks like he's got a good line. But Brett Wilms, yeah, I knew they were going to have a little tap. I was going to say, he should definitely be able to get a switcheroo done there. And he cuts across and he keeps that position as they go into the twisties. Great driving, Cass. Well done to you. And James is still behind Simon Turner there for 10th and 11th place. That was some very nice driving by Brown and Wilms there. Really, really good of them. It gave each other enough space. Having a good dice. Can't complain. It's all good. Right, James Williams, Simon Turner, Albuquerque's got himself back up to 12th. Woodward's in the pits. That's not good because he was doing really well actually, wasn't he? He was up to like 8th, I believe, as Alan Brown. It looks like he's trying to make a move again. Man, he's gone late on the brakes. He's got the inside line. He should just park it on the apex, get a turn in again. You could see there. Fantastic. Cascanova pulls off another switcheroo. These guys are having an awesome race. Fantastic work. Well done. Great to see. Really is. James is still... Come on, James. You must be watching the stream and driving. And Simon, don't let him pass. Don't let him pass, Simon. James has got... Oh! And there you go, Dal. Just to prove everybody wrong. James does that. James proves everybody wrong. It's got to do it again, isn't it? When I try and do a replay. Okay, so there's a problem with the replay function. As we're watching that, though, I mean, evidently we were saying how much Fresh Brizzle was always trying to protect James. As we can see that replay. But I don't think so, because quite clearly, I mean, you saw them having a bit of a tiff there. So the chase is on yet again between these two. I think they're just trying to make this uber entertaining, to be honest with you. But I don't mind one little bit. What they're saying in the live chat about that, looks like Chica's back out. It's been having wheel issues. Oh, that's unfortunate. You've got to hate that when you've done the practice and you're ready to go and it just doesn't happen. You've been having cramps. Okay. Well, I don't know what you can do with that, Dal, to be honest with you, mate. I mean, I'm sure you are going to get cramps and pains and aches and itches and stuff under the cast, but yeah. Just rest up, mate. Keep resting up. You'll be back before you know it. Anyway, back to the race. Dave Keno is currently in 7th place, ahead. What's his gap? 4.3 back to Cass there in 8th place film. So he's looking quite good at the moment. Roman and Dave Goodway, they look like they've been a bit busy. But look at Domikos Kiss is back up to 4th. And Sergio hasn't given up this battle with JR, has he? Not on your life. He's got a bit of a gap back to those three, so he's quite safe with that. I'm sure they'll all be just... Well, they'll be taking up all of each other's sort of headspace, really, in that battle, so... JR goes wide. JR does go a bit wide there, and you can see he's definitely got a run. He's got a run on him. He thought about it. JR takes the right defensive line through there. So I was just going to say, let's have a look and see if these guys close this right up. And Domikos and Nedorov, they've had a little crash there. They have had a little crash there, haven't they? I'm not going to press the replay function, guys and girls, because every time I do it freezes. For whatever reason. Sergio's not letting that up, is he? So Roman elevates himself up to 4th, and Dave Goodway's now trying to close Domikos down. Well, no, he's back up again. Those two, they're probably waiting for each other, that's what I'm thinking anyway. But Dave Goodway in 6th is now only 8/10, well, half a second behind, even closer than that. So we need to have a look at this one as well. Oh, and he's got past Kiss. And now he's chasing down Roman. What's Domikos going to say about this in his Lexus? Although, to be fair, that Lexus gone very well around here today. We've got just under 3 minutes left of this first sprint race. We've had some fantastic racing, as we always seem to get with the sprints. Let's have a look from this camera angle for a few moments. Get a different perspective on that. 6 in with us at the moment. Fantastic. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I would say you've got better things to do on a Tuesday. But do you, really? Watching some absolutely fantastic racing. I'm telling the story. We've got Dal in the live chat who's spotting things that we miss. And, yeah. I think it's fantastic. James Perry is absolutely driving like a man possessed at the moment, isn't he? 23.5 second gap back to Julie Hughes in 2nd place, who's pulled a gap of 2.3 seconds now over Sergio. Got some breathing space at the right time with 1 minute.
Your leader is on the final lap now.
As James Perry comes on to the final lap of the race. Roman's in 4th. Domikos is 1.3 behind him. So this is the closest battle at the moment, which is Dave Goodway and Domikos Kiss. This is for 5th and 6th place. Dave Keane is about the 29 seconds down the road in 7th place. He's not going to be bothered about that. He's going to be very happy with 7th place, as he should be. Brett Wilms is in 8th. He's got that gap down from 4.6 to 2.8. Doubt anything's going to move there. Simon Turner 9th. Alan Brown 10th. James Williams is 11th. Brizzle, do not give him that 10th place. Otherwise, we'll all know something's going on there. Albuquerque's 12th. Taylor's in 13th. Tobin's 14th. And then Harry Goswell, he's back out with us. Obviously, I think we had an issue and ended up in the pits to repair. That has come back out, which is great. Thompson, I think, has got some steering wheel issues, according to Dell, and is in the pits. And Neil Woodward is also... sorry, Chica's back out, 2 laps down. But Woodward is in the pit. So, here is your race leader. As you had a move there, that was Goswell and Taylor, it looked like, to be honest. Obviously, in different parts of their race, those two fighting behind, but we'll keep an eye on James as Harry Goswell in the background looks like he wants to try and put a move on Robin Taylor. I saw a little bit of rubber band in there, I do believe, as he comes round. Superlative drive. Let's get on board for the last bit of this lap. fantastic drive from James. He really impressed me last week, and well, he's 25 seconds ahead of everybody else this week. Don't get me wrong, Junior Hughes is a very quick driver, so to be that far ahead is impressive. But again, there's lots of different things that go into that, you know, in terms of the track, the evolution of the track, what setup you put on, how much time you've had in the seat for this track. There's loads of factors in there, but you can't take away his absolutely consistent driving. And here he comes there to cross the line. James, fantastic race. Well done. There is a race win there in race 1 today for James Perry. You get P1, and Harry and Robin, well, I mean, if they want it, they don't have to do that to be on the stream today. But they certainly, well, they certainly touched there, didn't they? Well done, James. Great effort, Perry, in the number 4 Mercedes there. Cannot deny that. I'm not your man on the pit wall. You are. It's exactly what you are, Dal. What a great team we make. What a great team. Anyway, so who else has finished? Junior Hughes has finished. Well done. Well done, JR. Second place. Good haul of points from you. Sergio finishes in 3rd on the podium and wins in the AM class. Roman's in 4th. Kiss finished in 5th. Dave Goodway finishes 6th, but 3rd in the pro class. So he gets a podium there. Well done, Goodway. Dave Keane, he's got to be happy with that. I'd be happy with that. He's just got himself, well, he hasn't finished yet, but hopefully he's going to get himself at 7th place, which would be great effort from him. And not too far behind is the other Red Kings Motorsport team entry in terms of Brett Wilms in his Audi. So Kino looks like he's going to cross the line. Closely follow. There you go. There's a Red Kings Motorsport photo for you guys. 7th and 8th. Well done. Alan Brown 9th. Simon Turner 10th. And they're going to park it up there. Give us a flash, boys. Give us a flash. Yes, well done, Kino. Well done, lads. There's one for your Insta later on. Alan Brown 9th. Turner finished in 10th. Williams 11th. Albuquerque's finished 12th. Robin Taylor 13th. Tobin finished in 14th place. Harry Godwell, after his mishaps, finished in 15th. And then Ian Thompson did finish in 16th place. Woodward did not finish and is currently in the pits. And there we go. That's race 1 complete. That was, wow, bonkers. James Perry. So we're just going to wait, and then we're going to get straight into our next session, which is, again, going to be a 10-minute qualifying session. Like they don't know the track by now, but they're going to have an opportunity to get out there and see if they can put another half-decent lap in. And then we're going to do all of that all over again. Yep, 25 minutes, no pit stops. It's quite legendary stuff, really. Come on. Nobody complain about the racing that we've had on. It's been really, really impressive. But yeah, whilst we're just waiting for that, let's have a quick reminder of the people that make this possible. And obviously on here, there's a lot of admins and guys on here. You know, obviously we all chip in as well because we want the league to progress. We want to put on fantastic racing and great events for you guys. I mean, we just did the 8 hours, I think they did 8 hours of Indianapolis. It escapes me because I was not involved in that one. I was preoccupied with 2 little couplets running around and going daddy, daddy, daddy and all the usual stuff. So let's go in there and we'll await qualifying to start. Excuse the double. Dal, actually, you're watching this. How? Oh, I'll talk to you afterwards. It's the one thing I don't know. Anyway, Kino, so much damp. 25 seconds. Ouch. Cass enjoyed that race. Can't believe he came 8th. No, nor can I. No, I can. You did brilliant. Well done. Cass can. Start was epic. Did hold a few people up. Had some really good battles. Good. There's a lot escapes you, Coops, my love. If anyone hasn't watched the podcast, do. Yeah, because Dal's not on it, so it's a great time. No, I'm joking. But he's such a friendly chap, and he's Scottish, you know. He's got that accent. So friendly. Look, he's calling me his love. The feeling is mutual there. It certainly is, Dal. It's mutual, mate. Right, anyway, come on, guys. Get out and do a qualifying session. that thing again. Wow, look at the track temp. So 30 ambient, 38 on track. Optimum, but toasty, no doubt. So what do you reckon for race 2? Is Lock and Load going to be able to challenge James Perry? That's my question. That's what I want to know. I think if he could get a clear run, then potentially he could do. But I think if James is allowed to stretch his legs in that Merc, I can't see anything but double victory. Yeah, Dow, I don't need to get the Patreon poster updated, my friend. That's whoever does the Patreon poster needs to update it and send it to me. What do you think I'm doing? Kino says, well done, Cass. Yeah, it was a really good finish from you two. Really good finish. Oh, we just had a look at that, didn't we? Again, just to remind you, if you've just joined us, this is the Super Sprint series that we're watching at the moment. As you can see there, that's on a Tuesday. We've got the rookies on a Thursday. And then we've got the Pure Sim Gear GT3 Fridays on a Friday. That is, well, obviously. And that's obviously a 60-minute race, that one, with pit stop. So there's more strategy involved in that, which, again, is brilliant. I think that's one of the big draws to ACC is the longer races. But I don't think you can really... You can't really go wrong with some sprint racing. I really don't think you can go wrong with it. So let's pop a few of these bits on there. Okay, who is first out the bag? So we are 10 minutes qualifying. Who's out the bag first? Oh yes. Harry goes well. So Graham, he's out. Well, let's not hope it's bad luck, okay? Because everyone knows each week, every time I do a live stream, I do love to get first out the bag and see what they're all up to there. Some nice livery, nice sponsors on that livery as well. So Harry's decided he wants to try and get clear of the pack. Right, we'll change that so it shows what the session best relative is when the times start coming in. Then we can start figuring out who's doing what on their qualifying laps. Who's going to be challenging, who's going to be... It does... Everyone needs luck, Graham. Everyone needs a little bit of luck. I know half of these guys, they just close their eyes, you know, they just hope. Or is that just... No, that was me, I think. Why did Woody get a DSQ for track limits? Probably because he went off track a load of times down. Black and Red. Good evening, Black and Red. Hope you're well. I think that's the first time I've seen that name. He needs luck indeed. So, are you supporting Harry as well, Black and Red, or are you supporting one of our other drivers? Let me know if we have a rivalry developing. 7 of you watching so far. Thank you very much as we watch Harry doing his warm-up lap before he gets into his first flying qualifying lap. If you haven't pressed like, you know what to do. It takes half a second, just give it a little tick for me. I'd really appreciate that, and it does allow this to get out to more people so they can see what we're all about here at FRL. Anyway, Harry's going to start the start-finish line. Let's get on board with him for this lap. So, on the way up the hill into turn 1, heavy braking zone. On the brakes, we've got a turn. We'll be trailing in as we get to that late apex there. Big handful of oversteer. You saw him dealing with that nicely. Anyway, into the twisty section. So you can hold it flat around the right-hand side. Get it straight under the bridge. Then we're going to dart straight across this one. Dabber the brakes down. Well, he didn't go to 5th, so this is always 3rd gear one. And then we should be down into 2nd for this one. Back off now. Let the car rotate in naturally. Squeeze the throttle on. Get it across. Careful. I was waiting for that sausage curve. She is an angry one, let's put it that way. Anyway, oh, massive oversteer. Get him correcting that there. Absolute handfuls of oversteer. Lucky boy, Harry. Well done. And then down the hill we go. Heavy braking zone coming up here. You're looking for around about the 50 ball. So on the brakes now. Down into 1st. Late apex. Get the car tucked in. A little bit of throttle there. Up into 2nd. And then we can relax at this point. It's the massive long straight. We can relax, no problem, and just prepare ourselves for the next part of the lap. So we've got a big braking zone coming up. We want to be on the right hand side, across the curbing. Then we're going on the brakes now, down into second, and then maybe first. Yeah, Harry's gone for first. Squeeze. Get the car across to the left hand side, into third gear, back off. On the brakes now, tuck it in. You've got to wait here. You've got to be patient. Patient. Now throttle. Floor it up to third. Get it across towards the right hand side. Again, late on the brakes. Late apex into first. Car tucked in. Hit that apex. Nicely done, Harry. Squeeze on that throttle and away we go. Across to the left, and we're going to go all the way into this. So we're going to back off around about now. It's actually 4 apexes through this section. Nicely done. So he just paused enough just to get the car to settle in terms of the weight transfer. Down a gear, get it tucked in. You can take quite a lot of speed through that one. He's got to lost some time there. Anyway, last braking zone on the brakes, down into second. Go, Harry, go. And away he goes. He's going to cross the start finish line. What time is Harry going to do? Fastest lap of the race with a 2:08 flat. Nice lap, Harry. Well done. Well done, mate. I'm sure everybody watching you are going to be pretty happy with that one. There we go. Good. Black Loren's a big fan. Nice. Good to see. Good to see indeed. Well, I hope you two, well, certainly at least you two enjoyed that lap from him, because that was a very, very good lap. So, as you can see there, oh, it's done that thing again. Sometimes software, although it's a great thing, technology is a great thing. It won't sound really old now, but sometimes it doesn't do exactly what you want. As Sergio does quickest lap of the race with a 2:07.315. That's impressive. So he's currently on provisional pole. Why has it done that? Anyway, my point is you guys will be able to see on your left hand side, it's not put everything in the right order as Neil gets out of the way. So Sergio has currently got the quickest lap of the race. Junior Hughes is half a second behind him. So James, we want to see what Mr. Perry's going to do, don't we? Where is Mr. Perry? There he is. They're just so angry. Right, so his last lap was invalid. So he's now on a quick lap. Let's see what he can do. DSQ was for speeding on entry to the pit lane. Ha, Woody. Naughty Woody. Well, I'm sure. Well, he's been penalised, doesn't he? So let's hope he doesn't do that again. Second qualifying gets confusing. Looks to be doing. Yeah, I know. Well, who knows why it's doing that? We don't know, do we? I'm trying to find us a setting, ladies and gents. We will get there. I'm just trying to find us a setting which Junior Hughes. Look at that. 2:07.285. Lock and load and wants to challenge Perry. Fantastic. That is exactly what we like to see. It's exactly what we like to see. Right. So Harry's been doing pretty well. Keynote. Let's see how he's getting on in his qualifying session currently. He's currently in 8th. Sergio, he decides though he's not laying that one down. He does a 2:06.780. So it's the usual suspects. I'll put it in some very, very quick times. Aquino's an 8th, 3.1 off the pace currently. And we can have a look at everyone's doubters now, so we can see if they're up on their qualifying lap or not. Which is usually pretty handful, actually. Yeah, you would hope they would know, Dal. You would hope that they would know. Maybe they don't. Right, James Perry. He manages to get a lap in a 2:06.242, so he is now your man in potential P1. Junior Hughes 3rd. So where's Sergio? Sergio's going to be in 2nd place there, isn't he? Yeah, and currently Dave Goodway, who is, as you can see by the timing screens, well, I was going to say he was nearly 3/10 up, and he is increasing, isn't he, in fourth? So he's a quarter of a second up at the moment in fourth place. In fifth place, we've got Harry Goswell, who's currently, I think, on an outlap there. And then Albuquerque's in the pits, so he's not doing anything at the moment. And then we've got Roman, who's just going quicker in his 44. Roman's just going quicker in his Aston at the moment. He's round about a 10th up. So, again, the track's obviously always evolving. More rubber is going down. People's tyres are getting into the window. We know the tyre model on PC is completely different from anything on consoles. It takes a little bit longer to get them in. But also, the beauty of the tyre model on ACC, on this side of things, is those tyres, their behaviours change in real time. So if you are putting too much heat through the tyres, it's either going to increase the temperature on the outside, on the walls, or on the inner part of the tyre, and that's going to affect the amount of grip, the contact pack, all of those things. So you've actually got to be really careful with the tyre wear. Just about 30 seconds left of this qualifying session, and as you can see, there's a lot of green on that tyre, which means everybody is trying to put in their best lap, as you would expect, on the last one of qualifying in terms of track evolution, etc. Dave Goodway, yellow flag there. What's happened to Dave? Well, he may just have pulled over, but we shall see. Harry's down in 7th now. He's back in the pits. Right, what can Mr. Hughes do? He's in 3rd place currently. Needs to pull one out the bag. He does not want to be getting held up. I'm not saying that Lockaload is going to challenge Perry, but he doesn't want to be getting himself held up behind Sergio. And again, I'm not saying Sergio would hold him up. Just from a race, perspective, in terms of what his strategy he would want, he wouldn't be wanting to having to make a pass on another driver in a 25-minute race when the guy who won it last time was a good 25 seconds clear. You wouldn't want that. Yes, Del, I did. I saw that, actually. So Del's in the live chat. It's just made a very good point. Everybody, if you're not looking at the live chat on the COMMS by Cubes YouTube channel, maybe you should come and say hello. Yeah, the patch 1.8, I say patch, update, should be out on the 29th of September for console. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, I might even come back and do some tacos if all is well. Or not. I don't know. The tacos are looked after now, aren't they? So, right. So JR pulls over. Qualifying, I believe, is pretty much done. And we'll just wait for this to actually tell me where everybody is, because yeah, it's really not giving me the information as I want it, really. But anyway, that'll be a James Perry. Congratulations to you with another pole position in 1st place. Sergio's going to start in 2nd. Junior Hughes is going to start in 3rd place alongside Dave Goodway. That's a good qualifying session from Crazies there. 5th is going to be Roman. And then in 6th place, we're going to have Alan Brown. Nice qualifying session, Mr. Brown. Domikos Kiss, currently 7th place. In 8th, we're going to have Harry Goswell. And then 9th place, Albuquerque. In 10th, I don't... Who's 10th? 10th. That's just changed. Why is it doing that? I have no idea why it's doing that. Anyway, so let's come off this screen. There we go. I've got some details. I know this is going to look messy now, but I need to see what it is. So Perry's 1st, Sergio 2nd, Hughes 3rd, Goodway's 4th, Roman's going to start 5th, Domikos Kiss 6th, Fresh Brizzle 7th, Goswell 8th, Albuquerque 9th, Woodward 10th. Then we've got Keno in 11th, Tobin, good qualifying session by him, 12th, Turner's 13th, and Mr. Williams in 14th. So, interesting, boys. Let's do race gaps. So we'll change that, and we are obviously again in the wait time, just for a few moments before they come out to do. Yeah, before they come out and do that warm-up lap. So 25 minutes, 17 on the grid. Taylor's 16th, so Thompson's 15th, Taylor's 16th, and Brett Wilms is going to start in 17th place. get back over here. Right, that all looks okay. PS5 as PS4's been met. Yeah, I know. That's unfortunate, Harry. Dal, we said this earlier on that Graham is the senior version of Harry. We said this earlier on, Dal. Was you not listening? Right, anyway, we are waiting to get underway. I can get rid of that now, actually, which is good. So, you guys watching, what do you think of the track? What do you think to the challenges that COTA presents these guys? It is pretty much unlike any other track because it's got a lot of things all crammed into one. And some people like that, some people don't. I think it's a good challenge. I do think it's a very good technical challenge, to be fair. But that's just me. I know you're not well, Dal. I'm pulling your leg. I'm not pulling your leg. Scratch that. No. You'd have been stitches. No. Break it. No. Alright, we could do this all night. Sorry, mate. Simon Turner says, oh, it's fine until you're being hunted by... Yeah, but the thing is, Simon, what you need to do, right, is whenever you see that pink pig in your mirrors, there's this pedal in the middle called the brake pedal. Just slam the anchors on and brake test him. He'll be squealing. Indeed. Anyway. Right, you can hear we've got some engines going. Dal, I can't read that message at the same... Anyway. Track limits are... Yeah, they are. Hey, Smiley. How you doing, mate? You alright? Right then, boys. Let's get this formation lap done. Let's get out there. And, well, I know track limits are tight, but, I mean, the amount of chat you've been doing in Discord, mate, I mean, you should know this absolutely like the back of your hand by now. Anyway, we are in the formation lap for race 2. Race 1 was outstanding. We had so many close battles apart from right at the front because James Perry, well, he showed a clean set of exhausts to everybody in the last race. Let's see if anybody can challenge him this time round. It'll be really good to see. No, I didn't see all your invalid laps. Well, yeah, I did. And you were talking about them a lot. So I was just, you know, in the background, assuming, watching. But that's what we've got to do, haven't we? We've got to put those those educational laps in so that we can develop and get better. Right, anyway, so if you're wondering, obviously we're in formation lap. Single file formation lap. Everyone's got to put the heat cycles through those tyres. Heat cycles through those tyres and brakes. Let's make sure everything is warm. We know the track. We know the track conditions. Well, they're not exactly cold. Let's just refresh our minds. 29 ambient, 34 on track. So those tyres and brakes. Be having those brake ducts open a little bit more just to get some cool air. Try and keep them cool, really. But our boys know what they're doing, don't they? Right. So Robin's at the back with Cascanova there. You can see Cass is weaving about. And then in front we have got Chica and the Pink Pig. She's having a little wiggle as well. Simon Turner. Impressed with Tobin on that qualifying, and then in front of them we've got Keno and Woodward, and they're all going to start to form up now. Albuquerque, there you go, he's going to be 9th. Harry Goswell, we've watched quite a lot of Harry tonight, which is all good. Alan Brown, Brizzle, Domikos, Kiss, Roman. Again, all these guys, you'll remember from race 1, they were just having epic door-to-door, nose-to-tail battles, and I foresee the same. I do foresee the same. So, who shall we start with? Who shall we start with tonight? Cass? No. Why not? Then we can't see everything that's going on in front, can we? So we need to be at the front for the start. We do. I haven't driven on Watkins yet, though. It's, well, Watkins and Indy. I've only, well, I say I haven't driven. I've used the pad on them for a few laps, but yeah, I need to give them a bit more of a go. Anyways, we can see everybody is now formed up 2 by 2 as we're going to come through the last turn. Let's listen to that rumble. Look at all those beautiful GT3 machines, absolutely ready to go. So, again, ladies and gents, race 2 of the Super Sprint Series Formula Racing League, round 4 at the Circuit of the Americas is almost green to go. Wait for that line, and they're off. So, race 2 is underway. James gets a good start there, and alongside him we've got Osorio. He looks like he's got a good start as well. Junior Hughes, let's hope we don't have any major issues as Dave Goodway comes flying around the outside. Harry got a little kiss there, you saw that. I think that was from Domikos Kiss. Funny that. Anyway, Dave Goodway looks like he's trying to make a little dash for second place. He's had a great start. Sorry, for third place. He's putting the pressure on. And then we've got Robin Taylor's at the back. Okay, that thing's got to sort itself out, which it will do in a moment. But we've got some really close racing already. And this is what it was like for the entire 25 minutes of the last race. It was just absolutely nose to tail. And you can see they're all jostling for position there. That looked like Mr. Fresh Brizzle was trying to make a move. And he does get a move done there. So Albuquerque in 10th, Brizzle in 9th. And then you can see that you've got Simon Taylor. Yes, come on, Simon. In the BMW. It looks like he's going to fly one up the inside. Is he going to make that move stick? Oh, they do. Tiny little touch there. There's Neil Woodward. You can see in the Porsche. He pulls directly alongside James Williams. So he looks like he wants to have a go at that. Then we've got Keno at the back. And Brett coming right round, right at the back there. So I don't know if Keno got himself tangled up at the start or whether he was just uber cautious there. We shall find out. Albuquerque pulls out alongside Turner and gets that move done under braking, which is going to allow the pink pig to catch up. And he was just saying in the chat, not a fan of the pink pig in terms of just gets in the way, but great battles starting already. So, wow, Perry's got himself a 2.3 second lead already. That was pretty much the same story as the last one. So, Mr. Hughes, he's your man in the sandwich. We talk about the sandwich every single week. If those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we're looking at Lock and Load there in the BMW in the middle of this trio, and obviously Lock and Load's really concentrating, wants to get a move done. He knows he needs to get a move done on Sergio, and he's trying to make a way, trying to find a way to do that with the fuel load and where the tyre pressures are in their window at the moment as James does a 221.55, but he's also got a rather fast travelling Dave Goodway behind him in a McLaren, who he also probably wants a little piece, so he just sticks the nose out there. He's hoping that Sergio will slightly miss his brake marker and outbrake himself. They both get a good run off there. How close is Goodway? Not as close as these two. So nose to tail for second and third. I think Mr. Goodway's being a bit smart there. He's just keeping a watching brief in case there's any contact. He can then pounce on that. And then Domikos Kiss is a bit further back. You can see in his Lexus in 5th. Brizzle's up to 6th, Albuquerque's up to 7th, and Tobin in his McLaren is going backwards at the moment, unfortunately. So he's lost a couple of places, tries to throw one up the inside of Albuquerque. Great racing from these two. Be patient, you can see in that little mirror down in the bottom there, the in-car camera, he's got Simon Turner in his BMW all over the back of him. So nothing's given in these races. You have to earn it. Indeed you do. And is that Mr. Woodward? Where's Woodward? Oh my word. Woodward, Roman and Williams. Well, we've got another nice gaggle, haven't we? So we've got 5, 6 of them there. So Woodward at the front of that. Then we've got Roman, James in the pink pig. As you can see, that pink Mercedes coming up to your screen now. Closely followed by Robin Taylor, we know who's quick in his Aston. Dave Keen's in 14th place. Whilst Roman pulls out, really pulls out. Oh, Roman and Neil come together. I'm going to try and get a replay out of that if it will let me. Or is it going to freeze again? Okay, so we're really not going to do any more of those today. That was really unfortunate there. That was really... Well, so you're seeing it there. I don't know. I mean, I didn't see Neil move then at all. I did not see Neil move across. You know, and I'm just thinking, again, it could... Well, you know, it could be a netcode thing, but I'm just thinking that Roman may have just inched over a little bit too much there. New fastest lap from James Perry, a 2:05.980. I think that's the first time we've been in the 2:05s. So well done to him. And Lock and Load gets that move done. Fantastic. Well done to you. So he gets the move done. Look, he's representing the Logitech there, because obviously Lock and Load drives on the G29. We all know that. How is that quick on a G29? I don't know, but he manages to get himself up to second place. As we go through the twisties, we'll stay here and we'll see if Sergio can mount a counter-attack with Dave Goodway in his McLaren. He's not far off the back at all. He must be taking heart from the fact that Junior's managed to put that move on, and he's probably hoping he could do something very similar. So we've had 5, yeah, that's it. We've had 5 minutes of this race, and again, we've had a lot of incidents. No major like crashes or anything like that, but a lot of incidents, a lot of good racing, and we are witnessing some excellent racecraft from our pro and AM class, has to be said. So Lock and Load stretching his legs there. We can come away from this. Domikos Kiss in 5th place. Looks pretty secure there, but he does have a rather fast-moving fresh Brazil in his Aston. Is he? Let's have a look and see. Let's have a look at their lap times. So Domikos, last lap of 2:08. So he was quicker last lap. Yeah. Couple of attempts here. That middle sector, there was a big difference there, wasn't there? There was 6 attempts in that middle sector last time out. So they're gonna have to make a change on that one. Right, Albuquerque, he's not done yet in 7th place. He's still trying to put some pressure on. He wouldn't have been too happy with the result in the last race. We know Albuquerque's got some really good pace in that BMW, so he's got to be hoping he can utilise that in race 2. But Tobin, look at Tobin, up into 8th. Well done, that man. And then we have the man who seems to love mixing it at the moment, Simon Turner, in the number 13 BMW there. He was in so many battles in the first race, all clean battles. I'm praising the guy here, and he's at it again in this one. So he's got Roman all over the back of him in 10th place. Then we've got Robin Taylor in 11th, Williams in 12th. Then we've got Keno 13th, Thompson 14th, and Films in 15th. Mr. Woodward, unfortunately, is in the pits after we saw he had that rather... well, it looked like a very small touch, but the consequences of that was a rather large smash. Oh, steady on, Simon. A rather large smash into the wall. So Simon there, evidently closing up massively in that braking zone onto the back of Yuda Tobin in the 94 McLaren. I just thought he might collect him on that turn. You've got to be conscious, Simon. We've got all different skill levels, my friend, and maybe all on different pieces of kit as well. What's the live chat saying? Yeah. Oh, what? Harry. To be honest, no, I didn't notice. But obviously there's a lot of racing going on. What's going? Is it your internet again? Plus net. That's it, Dad. You tell him. You tell the world what's going on. Graham was handing out some... Oh, Mr. Traction. Good evening, Traction Dave. I'll give you a rundown of what's going on. Hope you're well. How did your race go? Please tell me how the race went. Did you finish the race? Did you get bumped off? Did you crash? Did you win? What happened? And press like. Cheers, buddy. But yeah, tell me. I'm interested to know. You are missing some fantastic races on here at the moment this evening. We've had... The first race was really, really close. James Perry, his pace is phenomenal. And again, he's built a 5.5 second gap in this one. Sergio's currently in 3rd place. Lock and Lowe's doing all he can in 2nd place. Look, PBs, look at his sector times there. He's setting PBs all over the shop, but he is not. His last lap was a 2:08.622. James's last lap, James Perry, was a 2:05. Crazy. And Okay, we've got a scrap going on here. So, Mr. Goodway, I did say he would probably be hoping he could get himself up into third place. He does. I'm thinking Sergio's got a problem and holding people up here, because also all over the back is Mr. Domikos Kiss. And he's making that move right now, as you can see. He wants to put the squeeze on, but we've got Sergio's trying to go around the outside of Goodway as we go through the twisty part in a moment. I don't think that's going to work particularly. We'll see how this one pans out anyway. So he's going to back off slightly. And Domikos is getting really close to the back of Sergio there. Great racing, you guys. Great racing as always. And then Alan Brown, quite happily at the moment, in 6th place. Another 3 seconds down the road. But he is gaining on these guys as Sergio puts the move on Dave Goodway to take back 3rd place. What brilliant racing. Wow. So, what are you going to do, Mr. Goodway? Now you're in the sandwich, my friend, so he gets on the brakes. He's got to keep an eye out in case Domikos tries to do a lunge up the inside, but he's got to make sure he doesn't then slightly understeer in the corner or lock up or get too much oversteer on the way out, because that's just going to open the door for everybody. These guys are racing fantastically well. So Albuquerque's still in 7th, 2.5 behind Anna Brown. Tobin's in 8th place, great race for him so far. Roman's in 9th, only 0.8 behind. Then Simon Turner is in the top 10. Robin Taylor's got himself up to 11th. I'm sure he'll be quite happy about that, as Domikos looks like he's lining up a move on Goodway, and Alan Brown is now only 1.3 behind. Remember, he was 2.6 a moment ago. And these guys have all got so much going on in their minds. Their mirrors are full. They're thinking there's so many different things at the moment. Alan Brown, at the bottom of your picture in Zaston, is creeping up onto the back of them. Beware, the Brizzle is on the march. James Taylor, Robin Taylor, and then James Williams in the Pink Pig in 12th. Dave Keane 13th, 1.3 behind him. Ian Thompson's in 14th, 2 seconds further down is 55 Lambo. And then we've got Cascanova is currently 15th and at the moment last, unfortunately, 3.8 seconds further back. Woodward's in the pits after having that lovely little love tap with Roman a little bit earlier on this evening. It is. There's a lot going on, isn't there? So, traction forgot the damage. Oh, okay. So, Harry, yeah, internet. Okay, I thought so, mate. Moving how soon? I wouldn't be hoping for a better connection, Harry. I mean, I kind of demand it. I mean, Tal, wherever you're moving, you know, your life revolves around sim racing. And you're missing out on virtual trophies. Michael Races, good evening. Hi, Coops. Hello, buddy. How'd it go? Tell me. Talk to me. Talk to me. How was the first one? I've asked Traction. He hasn't told me yet. Oh, no, he has. P33 to P18 with 17 seconds of damage. Well done, Dave. Well done, mate. As we watch this quartet continue to do their battle. P22 to P7. Nice. Well done, Michael. Good going, mate. Good going. That's not bad for first out the bag for you two in a new league, and it's great that you've 15G club. Well done. Well done. Me too soon. In some ways. Right. Anyway, so move being done. Domikos Kiss back to this bit rather than just chatting away. Really wants to get that move done. Really wants to get that move done on Dave Goodway, but he can't because Dave is just placing that McLaren beautifully as Breck Wilms is coming up yellow on my timing screen and ends up in the pit. So evidently he's had a slight off there. We get into the slower section of the track. Again, it's just about where you're going to place the car. Who is going to get the traction? That is a very good takeoff there. And Domikos Kiss moves himself up into 4th place. Nothing at all Goodway could do about that one, unfortunately. He's now got to try and fight back. And again, you can see in the background, Fresh Brizzle Alan Brown he wants a piece. He wants a piece, doesn't he? Let's see if he can get one. Robin Taylor's elevated. Simon Turner's had an issue there. And is he... Maybe has. So Keno and James Williams, they are only 0.2 and 0.3 away. We'll go and have a look at these boys in a moment. Just going to see if anything happens at the top of the hill. Doesn't look like it at this stage. Everyone seems to have got through there nice and clean. Yes, they have indeed. James Williams has company. He does. James Williams has a lot of company, doesn't he? Look at that. So, now, replay of race 1. James Williams versus Simon Turner. These boys just can't get enough as Dave Keane, Mr. Keno, you can see, has got himself up to 11th. Well done, Keno. That's been some good driving to get yourself further up the grid on board in the Pink Pig. Who have we got off the track there? That looked like Robin Taylor. It was indeed Robin Taylor. I just saw the livery on that Aston doing a little pirouette there. So that's his race done, unfortunately, and in the pits he goes. So Keno finds himself in the top 10, and James Williams, wow. Sliding all over the shot there. Chica takes advantage of that, so James loses a place, unfortunately. Hey, actually, I want to have a look. I wonder if James has got his... If anyone's in the live chat, is Mr. Williams using his... I know it's all steady, James. Getting too close to Chica's backside there. I know James was saying he might use his new webcam tonight, so I'll be quite interested to see if he's got that all set up, see his reactions. Not many deaths. Good. Contact lap 1. Alright. Yes, thank you, Michael. It would be great if everyone did hit the chat. Good. Anyway, back to the racing. I keep getting distracted. There's too many people talking to me now, which is fabulous. I love that. Oh, this battle isn't done, is it? Is it James sliding? James Williams sliding that Mercedes around there, trying to get the jump on that Lamborghini in front. Let's have a look on board here. No change in your top 3. It's still James Perry out of front. He's got an 8.7 second lead over Junior Hughes with just under 10 minutes left of this race now. But again, if you remember in the last race, James Perry was about 25 seconds ahead. All steady. Thought he was going to hit me then. Anyway, look, this move's going to get done now. He's on the inside. He's going to brake late. I think he might outbrake himself though. What's Chica going to do? Nothing yet. That means he's alongside. Look, alongside. Come on, boys. Chica tucks in to try and get the toe. Chica, you going to get that toe? No, he's not. Just that Mercedes has got too much pace. Too much pace there at the moment. So, James Perry's still leading this race. Let's have a look at Keno. Let's see how he's getting on in his beautiful liveried Red Kings Motorsport McLaren there. We had a right old faff trying to get that sorted yesterday. It was like the blind leading the blind. It was ridiculous. Got there in the end with the aid of probably 500 people. But yeah, well worth the wait, I would say. What do you reckon? Yeah. I bet Robin isn't. I bet he's not too happy. Batman, what? Dan, what are you chatting about? Anyway, Michael, just some information for you whilst you're there, my friend. At the end of race 1, you need to watch because we had a Red Kings Motorsport formation finish with Keno and Cass. Some lovely driving from them in formation at the end. So probably some good stuff for your socials there. Dave Goodway puts himself up to 5th place. Alan Brown is still in 6th, and then we've got Albuquerque. So Albuquerque's actually closing up now in his BMW. I wouldn't say he's been off the pace, but he's been quiet, shall we say, in our double header so far today. As Domikos looks like he's the one. He is on a mission. He always seems to be getting involved, doesn't he, this chap? Which you gotta love. So Lexus versus Aston. What's your predictions, guys? We know Sergio will defend. Well, I think Mr. Kiss will make an opportunity. Oh, we very nearly didn't have to there, did he? Wow. I mean, there's close, and then there was a little bit too close. There's Goodway's behind, then you've got Anna Brown, and Albuquerque's only 0.8 seconds behind. So we've got, again, things are starting to group up nicely now as Goodway finds himself in a bit of no man's land. Robin's in 8th place. Tobing's having a fantastic race in the 94 McLaren in 9th. So well done to you. Keno's in 10th. Turner's in 11th. Williams obviously is 12th, 0.4 seconds behind Turner. You cannot get these two apart at the moment. And then you've got Thompson, who's in 13th place, who's only still 1 second behind Williams. And then in the pits, you've got Taylor, Wilms, and Woodward. So, you know what? We're having some fantastic racing. I know the numbers aren't massively high this evening, but hey, quality over quantity, that's what I always say. Dale's winding Michael up. That's good. You carry on. Right, anyway, so this is the battle we're watching for the last podium place. Up front, six and a half minutes left of this race. We have James Perry. Again, he's just doing what he needs to do. Nice and consistent. He's just putting those laps in. And he's built up a 10.5 second lead over this man, JR Lock and Load, who's been fighting, really fighting, to try and keep on the back and put some pressure on to James Perry. That bit hasn't worked, but what he has managed to do is build a 5.1 second gap back to Sergio. And obviously, I think JR's in a decent position at the moment because obviously Sergio's got his mirrors full of Domikos in his Lexus, so he's not really thinking about how he can catch up with Junior. He's thinking to himself, how the blooming heck am I going to keep this guy behind me, because he has been on a charge. Anyway, so Domikos' fourth. Goodway, we're looking at the moment, is in 5th place, and then not too far behind we have got Fresh Brizzle in his Aston, and Anderson Albuquerque. Is that a good race? Is that a good race, this one? Roman finds himself in 8th place. Don't think he's going to be massively happy with that. He has shown better pace this evening, just not had a lot of luck. Yido Tobing, best race he's had of the season so far, so he's there in 9th place, and you can see Dave Keane with that beautiful livery which says COMMS by Coops on the top of it at the back, in case you were wondering. James Williams there leading this little trio at the back. So James Williams in the 41 Pink Pig, then we've got Simon Turner in the 13 BMW, and last but not least we have got Ian Thompson aka Chica in the 21 Lamborghini. So that is what we've got. 13 still running, under 5 minutes left. Closest battle on track, there's a couple actually, Albuquerque and Brown, and these two, which is for podium. So we'll have a look at this one for now. Let's get on with Mr. Brown, so we can start looking at some decent cam. Whoa, he's left the door open then. He's massively left the door open there. They didn't touch, thankfully, but Albuquerque, well, he was definitely within his rights to have a look at that. I mean, that gap was always going to close, obviously, because, you know, Brizzle has to turn. He has to make that turn in the apex, but wow. I thought that was going to happen. So it would appear, potentially, that Anderson Albuquerque is more confident or better on the brakes as Brizzle makes a mistake. That's going to be costly without a shadow of a doubt. Goodway goes through, and then these two go through side by side. Nice racing going on here, gents. Let's get on board with Albuquerque. Harry, Coop's sponsors are available. I can send you one, and they cost a mere £5,000. That's all it is. I don't mind. Kino doesn't know that yet, or anyone else at FRL that uses my logo. But I mean, I'm sending the bills out in a few days. It'll be fine. No, I'm joking. I'll send you the logo. DM me. I'll send it over. Ah, so Cass needs to, okay, I get it. Right, okay, they're still having their chat. Anyway, if you guys are enjoying the racing, which I certainly hope you are, if you haven't pressed like, press it. And if you want to see how the rest of this season pans out in the Super Sprints, or you want to see what happens with the Pure Senior GT3 Fridays, consider a little sub. Yeah. You don't have to watch all of them, but, you know, support your racers. And Turner and Thompson, well, that looks like they've changed. But they're still at it. So James Williams, as James is scampering clear. Look at that. What's he got now? Wow, so they did definitely have a touch those. Wow, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Because that's 6.4 seconds. Ouch. That's got to hurt. So Perry's still leading, clear in front. Hughes second, Sergio third. No change there. The attack that was coming from Domikos Kiss seems to have subsided now. It's about 1.8 seconds, so he's not exactly all over the back of him. Dave Goodway's having a very nice race in 5th place. He's going to pick up some good points this evening. Oh, as Simon goes a little bit deep, or certainly got onto the power late, and that's allowed Chica. Come on, Chica, let's see what you got. Right, is Chica going to pull out? James Perry starts the final lap. So we're on that big long straight. Are we going to have a lunge in the braking zone? Chica's definitely on the brakes later, which is good for him. But he's pulled all the way over to the left. That's left the door open. Simon Turner could. He thought about it, didn't he? He thought about that. I thought he might try and slip up the inside, but in the end realised that Chica was just that little bit too far ahead. Albuquerque, what is Brizzle doing in the pits? So Brizzle's coming into the pits as these guys are fighting over 12th and 13th place, and Woodward decides he's coming back out. He's okay. Well, that took a long time to fix, Neil. But Neil's come back out, and if you're coming out to get points, Neil, to finish the race, I'm not allowing that one because you've been in the pits the entire race. Okay, so we'll let that be known. I'm sure you're not doing that. That's not going to happen anyway. So Taylor is out. He's come back out as well. You boys are being a bit cheeky here, aren't you, really? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. That is a bit cheeky, knowing that... Anyway, that's not up to me. James Williams finds himself in 10th place, so he's doing really well. Brizzle's all over the back of him now. And then Keno, look at Keno. He is not far off the back of Tobing, is he? But this is going to be the last lap of the race. Let's have a look and see where James Perry is on his final tour. Okay, so he doesn't have far to go at all, does he? No, he doesn't. We'll stay on board then, like we did in race 1. Brizzle wants an ice cream. Yeah, well... a fiver? Yeah, sure. Whatever, mate. Nothing. Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, man. So, we saw in race 1, we had an individual who absolutely smashed it in race 1, and race 2 also belongs to James Perry. What a great evening's work by him. 2 absolute masterclasses around COTA there. Well done, James Perry. Very, very good driving. Ultra consistent. That's it. Give it a blip. And Lock and Load, 2nd place. Well done to you, Lock and Load. Well done. A great 2nd place. Really good drive from you. Sergio, 3rd man on the podium. And again, 1st man in the AM class. So again, he's had a very, very good evening's work there. Domikos Kiss, 2nd in the AM class, 4th overall. Was on an absolute charge at the end. It didn't really come to much, to be fair, but some very good 4th place and 2nd in class. Dave Goodway, podium for you in the pro class, Dave. Well done, mate. 5th overall. Then we've got Anderson Albuquerque. He'll be happy with that 2nd race this evening, no doubt. Roman finished in 7th place. Keno, another 8th. There we go. Well done to Keno. And Yido Tobin. Well, I'm going to give you a clap, my man. Well done. That was the best race you've had since I've watched you. Alan Brown probably... Oh, no, he has finished. I thought he'd run out of fuel then. James Williams, 11th place. Simon Turner. Well, James has parked it across the track. Yep. Simon Turner finished in 12th. Then we had Chica 13th. Now, Robin Taylor. I don't... Okay, Robin Taylor finished 5th, 14th. 5 laps down. I don't think that should count. Vilms in the pits didn't finish. Woodward also came out again. If he, when he's back in the pits, good. That's what I like to see. So, ladies and gentlemen, that I think was a pretty awesome double header as usual. Some really good racing around there. That was round 4 of the Super Sprint Series Formula Racing League. I've been COMMS by Coops. I hope everybody's enjoyed the racing. Congrats to James, to Junior and to Dave on the pros, and congrats to Sergio, Domikos and Anderson in the AM class. So that's going to be us done for this evening. It was a little bit hectic to get in, but I think everything worked out all right. Obviously, I'd like to thank everybody in the live chat, everyone that said hello. Everybody's good. You're all starting to talk to each other. It's what I want to build, so that every week, you know, you all look forward to getting on, not listening to me necessarily, but chatting to each other. And if you haven't pressed like, please do. If you want to sub, I'll be happy with that. And I will be on the podcast tomorrow again, which is cool. And then back on Friday for the Pure SimGear GT3 Fridays. Obviously, you can check this video out. You can watch it on my channel, COMMS by Coops YouTube. You can also watch it on the Formula Racing League Twitch channel as well if you wish. Yeah, fantastic work. So, I think the last thing for me to say is COMMS by Coops out.